Help! We're trapped in the dumpster.
Oh my god.
Okay, there we go.
Made it out of the dumpster.
All right.
We're back for the last couple of series for North America for the Frankfurt
America.
America.
The Americas.
You're right. At this point,
I
that's
guess
actually
your thing is fucked up.
extremely relevant. It's because this headset's way too small for my enormous head. That's actually the reason.
Okay. Well,
I could get behind that.
It doesn't quite fit.
We've got quite a few enormous heads in this house, actually. But anyway, guys, we have a really hype match coming up for you. It is Cloud9 taking on Unknown. Best of 3 winner goes to the major. Unknown, the last hope for South America. We thought there was a chance there would be 1, possibly 2 guaranteed, but that is not the case.
well,
So
they got 2 chances to get in.
that's true. You lose the first one, maybe you're tilting a little bit, but Unknown showed a lot of spark, a lot of fire yesterday. They dropped 1 game versus, I wanted to say not today, but versus the Wolves, and then they came back to take the series. So definitely a team capable of adapting. Shown quite a bit of resilience here so far in the Americas.
Yep.
Yeah, take a look at the bracket here. So it's going to be Team Unknown versus Cloud9 first up. And I know that this is a pretty big match for all of us, even, just personally. We have a lot invested in a lot of the players on these teams. Quick predictions. Game number 1, Charlie.
I think this is going to Cloud9.
Yeah, I would agree, but we were talking about this a couple minutes ago, but I would not be that surprised if Unknown won.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
No results today would surprise me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I think
could easily win.
I think all 3 of these teams have the capacity and the ability to get into the majors.
Agreed.
Only 2 of them can. The team in the lower bracket is Digital Chaos, who I think, frankly, after the group stage and even coming into it, we were starting to lose some faith in.
I think we've started to lose a little faith in them this entire last
couple months.
Yeah.
Well, a month and a half, however long it's been.
Right.
Although I think I'm a little less, I'm actually less skeptical now than coming into the tournament. Coming into the tournament, I
Really? What
thought
changed?
they were going to get dumpstered.
Why?
What
What
changed?
What
Let me
changed?
tell you, Greg knows his dumpsters.
Yeah, I know a lot about dumpsters, Charlie, and let me tell you.
Well, I'm asking you, what changed for you? What changed for you?
I think, personally, it feels like Yawar has been getting better games, and he's been playing a lot less risky, which seems to be really advantageous for them.
But I actually think the other big problem, Yawar as an individual player has a small history of overextending. I mean, let's be real, he hasn't played competitively all that long, but I think the bigger issue with DC that I've seen in this tournament is not knowing and being confident about when to close out a game, as a team.
Right. I think you.
Both teams
A little less though. Cloud9 a little less.
That game yesterday was like criminal by DC.
Yes, it was. I think it's gonna come down to for DC just sticking to their game plan and executing it. And that'll be
the game plan then? Just get Ritsu fat, play conservatively in the
game
major.
I was talking about DC, but for Cloud9,
sorry, you said DC. I'm thinking.
but for Cloud9 though, their game plan since we are going into their game is going to be get Ritsu fat, make sure you secure his farm, you give him the ability to carry the game for you in the end, and make sure that nobody else gets too far behind. Make sure that MSS can create space for him, and then Brax has the ability to sort of stay alive and control fights.
Agreed. So with that, draft is underway, guys. The couch proceeds, and we enter it. Game 1, Cloud9 versus Unknown. And Unknown, off the bat, get their hands on the Ember Spirit that they love. No Darkseer, though. And the Alchemist will be grabbed up as well. Now, we've talked a lot about Alk. I'd rather not retread over territory we've already discussed a lot.
It is what it is.
So it's going to be a solo mid Alk, and the quick and decisive... I'll say Alk counter pick, but also Cloud9 would pick this hero in almost any draft anyway. This comes out.
This is a very Theban hero. He plays a lot of these heroes that sort of sit back in the back of fights and manipulate the fight with their sort of long range abilities, like the Lich, AA, Silencer. It's a very 1437 hero.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice position for a captain to be in, where they can stand back from the chaos a little bit. They don't have to worry so much about their own mechanics, and every little decision they make, they can focus more on the larger picture. So, second stage of the draft now. Unknown with the Ember. Definitely need some strong laning supports here. You're up against a Doom, and it could be a safe lane Doom for some teams, but for Cloud9, feels more likely that this is an off laner.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I could also see Brax playing this. To be fair,
A mid Doom, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that hero can pretty much go anywhere.
I think.
Yeah, and the other thing, we were talking about Demon playing Ancient Apparition. He's actually 6-2 on the patch, so that's obviously a really high win rate. And I mean, when you actually watch him play it, it makes sense. He's very, very good at Ice Blast, even without setup, like pretty consistently.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths of Theban is that his ability to predict what's going to happen, where players are going to be, where fights are going to break out, and that's pretty invaluable on the heroes that he plays. And the reason I said that Doom could be mid here is because that's very likely a mid alchemist, and Doom can match up fairly well against that. You get away with what is
That's a band sound.
okay.
Ooh.
That is the
Off-lane Quap, I'm guessing?
Some of these Peruvian teams also occasionally safe lane quap, but since
otherwise you're
since they
running-
have an Ember.
yeah.
I don't think it's a support Alk, though I could be wrong. But
I don't
it feels
think
like
it will
such
be
a waste of that hero.
I think what they might do is aggressive dual lane. Either punish the Doom or Ritsu's going to play a hero that's not too strong in lane, so you can Queen of Pain to pressure him.
Yeah, so the heroes that Ritsu loves, Anti-Mage, Spectre, Ember. Obviously can't play Ember. Spectre feels like if he lanes against the Quap, he's going to have a tough time, especially if Quap has a support. Also want to mention, again, Tusk getting ignored in Americas. I'm still blown away by this. We're 5 picks in, 8 bans in. Has not been grabbed. Other big hero that we saw very successful for, I think it was DC yesterday, was Spirit Breaker.
Right? I think
Not the best Spirit Breaker game, but
I'm not sure SVG is a huge Spirit Breaker player, but I think they still have time to pick the Tusk, and they might pick it here. He does play it. That Night Stalker, which wouldn't be bad here. I like NS a lot, actually. The Silence can deal well with the Ember Spirit, the Queen of Pain.
He's banned.
unfortunately.
Oh, just kidding.
His stock has been, like, in a lot of regions he gets through second phase, but in America, NS is probably,
First ban, first pick.
I
Yeah.
think premier offlaner for a lot of the teams. Especially with the way they play, where the games tend, I'm guessing the average game length in America, especially if you just remove, like, the handful of just, like, total mismatch games,
Stalks.
are longer than average, which
I
is where
agree.
Night Stalker is great, because the map control has more relevance. You have time to farm your eggs. Most American Night Stalkers are going for a gem early, so I guess that's why he's first phase banned. But, well, Cloud9.
I'm surprised to see it banned by Cloud9 since they play such a SVG plays Night Stalker so often.
I guess they figure because Unknown also play it, so you want the Doom, you try to let the Doom through without giving them the Night Stalker. I guess they.
Okay, so that's the Brax hero then.
Yeah, this is definitely the Brax hero, and
So
he played this a couple days ago against High Council. He went for a fast blink dagger and then just got a ton of HP items, and I think it was actually against a very similar lineup as to what Unknown has, and he just did not die. They could not kill him. He just had way too much HP, so definitely could be a problem, and Brax, I think, plays this hero fairly well. He was laning against a Quap, and he actually did pretty okay, and that's a pretty hard matchup. So.
Yeah, when you pick Dragon Knight mid, you more often than not expect to lose it.
Yeah.
there's the Tusk. What a steal getting him 4th pick.
That's some value.
Very value.
Went to Walmart for that one. Shout out to Grant.
All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We got to get Grant on here.
Yeah, we really do. Shout out to Grant.
If Cloud9 lose, it'll be perfect. We get him on before Cloud9 DC.
Oh yeah.
That's the dream.
That's
Grant,
the dream.
Grant celebrity appearance scenario.
Well, we're heading into 4th pick here for Cloud9, and do you think they're gonna pick their last support or last core here?
I think they'll
probably pick
pick
a support.
Yeah.
You don't want your carry to get super hard counterpicked. Although, with that said, Unknown have all their cores, so there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of
Do we see the Ritsu Lone Druid? Doom Dragon Knight Lone
Could be
Druid?
very good in this lineup.
Doom Dragon Knight Lone Druid is a really strong pushing lineup.
Yeah.
Ember actually does not de-push well until he gets items.
Yeah, it takes a long time. He needs-
Alchemist obviously is great. Tusk is okay, I would say. And Quap is so-so.
I like the Skywrath pickup. It's good at securing their lanes. The Silence is again very good against Ember and Queen of Pain. I don't know how many times SVG has played this though. This doesn't seem like a very SVG hero. This is a little bit more of a 1437 hero, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
SVG's normally on like those tankier initiators. I feel
He's
like.
on those tankier run around.
Go ham.
Yeah.
Do stuff heroes.
Right.
Yeah. To me, it feels
It's on
like
the Febby Orb Venom heroes.
oh god. I think Skywrath Mage here is, to me at least, just feels like a way for them to try to win their lanes a bit more, and then use that to be able to transition to a push lineup. So I think there's a chance. Ritsu Lone Druid actually.
The other
sounds
hero
pretty good to me here.
that DC was running is well, probably not because they already have their mid. I was gonna say Death Prophet, but I don't think they go Death Prophet here.
The way that, well, DC, actually it was Brax that was mostly playing Death Prophet.
Was it Brax
Yes,
who played it
Brax, yeah.
yesterday? I thought it was DC.
Brax played it twice yesterday.
Oh, I'm getting the T's mixed up. So maybe it is Death Prophet then. So many games.
Yeah, when there's this many, it definitely they meld together a little bit.
Let's loser talk, Greg. Come on.
They just a little bit of
The viewers deserve better.
So what do you think Cloud9 is going to pick for Ritsu here? He still has the option to anti-mage.
So I think it's if they want to go late game, it's probably Spectre.
You know, he still could play the Doom. He could play the Doom,
That's
and
true.
MSS could be playing some off.
Who's your offlaner though?
It would be the. If Ritsu is playing the Doom, then your offlaner would be something like.
Nyx is still in the pool.
All right, nope.
Okay, so it
is
is in line with the Lone Druid pick as far as being a pushing carry, but not the one that we had discussed or expected.
I'm surprised by this.
To be honest, this seems just worse than Lone Druid to me. He's way easier to gank. He's like Luna's just squishy for a really long time.
The aura does help a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like the Quap and Alchemist and Tusk can kill Luna really easily.
But it's also super difficult to fight into Luna with the ult. If you're 5-banding down to the tower, you already have a Doom and you already have a
That's
Dragonite
true, yeah.
to sort of
That's true.
stand in the front line, and then your Luna aura will buff up everybody, especially and it'll be really good in lane with the Ancient Apparition and the Skywrath. It'll do a lot to zone out whoever unknown sends in the offlane.
Presumably going to be the Quap.
And that's where you have the bodyguards. Your Dragonite, Doom, these are likely to be your frontline heroes. Luna should be safely ensconced behind them if played correctly, as we are trapped in the draft. Help. I've fallen and I can't get up.
I also need a... Oh.
Help. Thank you, Based Ice Element, our production mastermind. By the way, guys, if you've been enjoying the dumpsterings, you can follow
out to
at
Rob.
Ice Element on Twitter. It's a shared E for the name.
I'm not gonna lie, I pronounced your name as I Clement the entire time. That Ice Lemon Tea. That's even better. Brax is gonna be going for a bottle rush, so this is
Oh, look at this. I really like this against the Alk. We've seen a lot of teams experimenting on how best to counter him. 1437, TP's mid off the bat, immediately drops a ward just to scout the Ancient, so they'll know. I mean, of course he's going to stack. They'll know when he's going to the stack, and they can potentially contest it. So we've seen a lot of different ways to try and shut down Alk, but this is definitely, I think, one of the more viable ones. And they're going to need to try to shut him down because it's likely to be just a DK versus Alk mid, and that's not a matchup DK is going to dominate without quite a bit of help.
yeah, agreed for sure.
So, guys, predictions before we get underway here. Let's put some chips on the line.
I like Cloud9's draft.
I like Cloud9's draft as well.
I'm in on Cloud9.
All right, I actually like their draft better, but somebody's got to go with unknown, and I really want to see a South American team make it to the major. Viva Peru! Let's go. All right, one chip for the winner. How many chips do we have left?
Well, someone
Well, I have none, so
You can spend someone else's of your choice who's not in this game.
who's green?
Green is
is
Winter
me.
and Gurg.
So you can't use this. 'Cause I'm
You
already
can use
on this.
blue.
All right, all right.
Production. Oh, that's production's chips.
Production's getting fucked.
Yeah.
Well, Alchemist did not get the bounty rune, so
He also didn't skill.
yeah, bottle's gonna be delayed. Yeah, that's the other thing. He didn't skill, so he still has acid spray. So this lane's not like not a wreck or anything.
The Ember TP top. He's gonna swap with the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, so it looks like Ember Witch Doctor versus a solo Doom. They are running the Luna off lane with an AA.
C9 does this a lot. They shift Ritsu to the off lane with +1 support.
When they feel like they're gonna get when he would get pressured in the safe lane.
But the problem is that now the co-op is rotating down here, so we're still gonna have the same matchup they would have had.
So they deny the Alk his rune. They also use SVG to secure the lane a bit. A lot of harass from that first wave or so. As we've seen, Alk is always going to come back unless they actually gank and kill him repeatedly. But this will at least slow him down, allow DK to get the reasonably timed bottle, now being ferried out. Hunting for that bottle, though, is Hoshi Miki.
Oh,
And the bottle's going for the long loop-de-loo. Journeying down to the bottom lane. They are super prepared for this. Of course, they have the ward, so they did see the rotation from Hoshi Miki. Is that how you say that name? Am I butchering it?
I have no idea.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not the right person to ask this question.
Alk, what a hero.
Just
Skyrath just parked in his lane, still out CSing the Dragon Knight.
Just rename all these people to Anime 1, Anime 2.
Anime 1, Weeb 2.
Well, granted the lane was pushing, so he's slightly behind, but doing well, all things considered, in the 2v1. How about our safe lane here? Quita Pain versus a Luna AA. A lot of kill potential, actually, on this C9 lane if they're not careful.
Yeah, both these heroes are pretty low HP. 560 and 530, so...
No Radiant Vision. If they had seen AA was alone going to the rune, they definitely...
Oh, Queen of Pain doesn't have...
she's only level 1, actually, because she had to rotate.
Bottom lane
got it
on
now.
Now they make their move. 1437 might be able to turn this. Blink out from the Quamp. They leave the Tusk behind. Heavy damage coming through the Luna illusion. Not enough. Z-Talk gets the first blood, and that is the power of the Tusk.
Yeah, Tusk initiation.
Not done yet, though. R2 wants to make something happen. So this is going to be a different game for Theban. Whenever we've seen his AA so far this qualifier that I can recall, it's always safe lane, and it's usually not pressured too much in the laning stage. But his levels may come slower here, especially if they
He's
look to
gonna
rotate the
die
Ember.
so often in that lane.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way that this lane is sustainable for them. Like, it's only going to get worse as Queen of Pain gets nukes.
They could rotate the Doom down here, potentially.
It's not going to do anything
But-
either. There's nothing to protect or stop the chain of initiation between Snowball, Ice Shards into Blink.
Scream.
The other issue is even if they rotate, their pole camp is blocked. So they can't actually really get levels for the AA too easily.
Yeah, so this is what they need to do: bring down the Skyrath, really try and zone out the Queen of Pain. But even then, your Doom doesn't get a very favorable lane anymore.
You're still committing 3 heroes to a lane that you can't get extra XP on.
Ritsu, though, is winning the CS War bottom.
Yeah, that's the power of the Luna aura. The lunar blessing, of course, I should say. And so they do rotate into a full-on tri-lane. I guess realizing they're not going to win this 2v2, and it's better to at least ensure the Luna is an okay time. Doom, a hero that can be more easily sacrificed, does have the Wildkin aura, so plus armor. But I do want to point out, Alk has yet to get a single bounty rune. Dragon Knight got the last 2, and nobody at the runes again. So they're going to focus on stacking here for our old friend Dark Kanoa.
I want to say
Only
that
13-0.
I do want to note that this is, ever since the Ritsu Lone Druid game, this does mark a very interesting deviation from the normal Cloud9 playstyle, where they just pick MSS, a space creating hero, and Ritsu a very hard carry. MSS is not on a space creating hero, and
Well, not to say that Doom can't create space, but he's also a bit of a carry. As he makes his
right,
move in top.
he doesn't initiate.
Right.
And so, C9 is this is all about just moving S5 down a lane now. No longer about just farming for the late game.
And they are stacking for the Alk. C9 not yet scouting this. Of course, something you probably expect up against an Alchemist, but they do see the Ancients are not being stacked, so they at least know the limitations of what the Alk can be farming. And man, he is just getting wrecked in the mid lane. Brax, 32-9. Alk spending a lot of time going to stack his neutrals, not getting a single bounty rune yet. At 5 minutes, getting 0 help. As Ember hunts the Doom top. Level 3 Flame Guard up. He knows once Doom comes online, this lane gets a lot trickier.
I'm a little bit surprised that Unknown go for the Alk against Cloud9, because if they watch a couple of their games, Cloud9 has actually sort of excelled against Alchemist. They've played against it a lot, and they're really, really good at controlling the bounty runes, which makes Alchemist a lot worse. I mean, this Alk is not doing well.
Doom just a few creeps away. Already level 6, though. Ember Spirit up in the off lane, so Tanks a bunch of creep damage here. Does need to be careful.
Is Doom level 6 yet?
He's about to be. He is now. Is lacking the mana, but
yeah.
if he wants to buy Arcane Boots, he'll have it, and he does.
1 Doom and 1 Scorched Earth will kill that Ember Spirit.
Absolutely. Only 400 HP or so. I mean,
Would like to at least see a Remnant drop, so if he dies, he can get back to the lane quickly.
Oh, SVG is in some trouble.
Or maybe Z-Talk is. Where's the backup? They're going to drag him back. 1437, though, has a little bit of extra pain coming his way. As Queen of Pain rotates in. Beautiful shards there connecting from Z-Talk. And he's going in on SVG, who's also trying to win the nuke war. But Doom arrives, turns the fight. They commit the entire squad. He wastes the Doom, and it's still a 2 for 2. That's not a very good rotation, and it gives the Ember. He was probably going to give up a kill at some point to the Doom, but now he's got a lot more freedom.
yeah, for me, the bigger issue is that now they can't use the Doom on Ember Spirit. I mean,
Yeah, that's
he definitely
definitely
could
the
have just
issue.
hit Scorched Earth there and just ran at him. It was only level 1 blink, and he just used
And
it.
you know it's level 1 blink because he's only 5. I think just one of those, oh shit, let's make sure we get the kill. I want to use Doom. I want to help my team as soon as possible. As Brax will get caught out mid lane, but has a double damage rune. Do not want to roll on that. No siree.
And I do want to point out that is not your standard position 2 or position 1 Queen of Pain. That is your position 3 Queen of Pain. They committed a lot for that.
SS is getting a bit of pressure here,
Uh-oh.
but
He is maledicted, but it's only a level 1
here
maledict. The
comes
heal
Brax.
is skilled up and activated as Brax rotates in. Death of the Witch Doctor. Amber jumping away. Dragon Tail can't get in range. He's still chasing for this. Brax will commit. Has another Fire Breath if he toggles and uses the stick and bottle charges, but not going to be necessary. Won't be able to get the second kill, so in general, see Cloud9 very active on the TP rotations, but this is allowing the Ember and the Alchemist alternatively to spend a lot of time farming. And they have, for the most part, started to catch up. The stacks were cleared out. Alchemist yet to get a bounty rune, I believe.
yeah, he still has not gotten one.
Let's see, is this his lucky day? Finally, a little breathing room for Dark Kanoa.
I'm going to say he won't get it.
He's gonna get RNG.
You want to bet on it? I'm going to say he will.
I'm gonna say he won't.
All right, that's a
It's
chip.
Chip, bro. Got him.
Sorry, Ben Leany. I hardly knew ye.
Wait, so what are we doing now? Are we just playing out this other one, and then whoever loses again loses?
I don't know. When Jimmy came, he sort of just messed it all up.
This is just like a side pot type
Okay.
thing.
All right, fair enough.
This will probably involve some
Top
libations
lane,
later on.
Ember's actually really close to dying, 152 HP, but 1437.
No bottle, no stick charges, but Theban may go down.
He's dead.
Oh,
Oh,
actually, there's an eclipse. Ritsu, does he have the vision? Has to worry about getting fogged here. Doesn't want to risk blowing the eclipse with such a long cooldown. Even Doom getting into position.
Steven dead? Oh, almost.
Theban barely surviving to the maledict.
God.
But I do like the way Unknown are moving now. I feel like they're being pretty efficient overall. Catching up on experience. Alchemist finding his farm in the jungle. The pressure has been relieved in the safe lane as Queen of Pain now. Already level 7. Like you said, Charlie, a 3-position quap. So things have stabilized for Unknown after what could have been a pretty terrible start.
Are we lagging?
My lag. All right. Well,
Reborn!
they've also rotated Ritsu up to the top lane, so
How do you feel about this? Brax is going Shadow Blade. He's not going Blink Dagger.
Well, Brax.
Brax.
I think this game is going well enough for him that
It's really good
gonna
versus
be
Ember. This gives them something to actually jump him. So I like it.
Usually, what we see out of him is the dagger, though. It makes his initiation so much better. Whereas, the moment that Unknowns see that he's going Shadow Blade, they're gonna put sentries down, and that's gonna cut down on the effectiveness of his initiations. And I think
is Silver Edge particularly good this game? I don't think it disables. I guess it disables Greevil's Greed, maybe, but that's quite irrelevant.
Congrats.
Congrats.
I think
Tactically time your initiation so that when the creeps are all dying, he doesn't get the extra gold. I don't even know if it disables it
No,
anymore.
not sure
I
if
don't
it
know.
does.
I don't
Yeah.
even think it matters.
No, but it does give you more single target burst. That's the one thing I do like about the Shadow Blade. So
I
you get
guess.
that,
I
you get that
think-
bonus damage.
I think the initiation is going to be a little more important this game, though. It's,
Maybe Doom will also get a blink, so then it kind of evens things out, but we'll have to wait and see.
I kind of like Blink because I feel like it just gives you much better initiation when you're actually making.
It
those
definitely
pushes.
does.
When you're making the pushes on towers, it's just much easier.
The Shadow Blade gives you that kind of hybrid DPS as well as initiation potential.
You guys
so
want to
it's-
go to net worth?
Oh, yeah. Backseat observer.
Backseat observer.
That's a
I'm thinking
switch
about the
either.
viewers, guys.
You can send your thank you cards to Charlie. At Charlie Siang on Twitter. not Monolith.
I still
anymore.
think Shadowblade is better versus Ember though, because like you'll have like that quarter of a second track when he blinks in, whereas with Shadowblade he's never gonna see you coming unless he has a sentry.
Top
ward.
lane. Ember gets doomed up.
Can they
But
actually
that
run him
cast-
down? The Witch Doctor heal. This is kind of the ghetto
No, he's gonna
Juggernaut
be
healing
fine.
ward,
He's gonna
and
be
they're gonna look to turn this. Oh, don't get the shards grab.
They do get the tower bottom. First tower down for I think this is like his second or third dragon form.
And this is what C9 want. Take the tower bottom, take the tower mid once you have your dragon form back up, and then you look towards Roshan with the Doom Aura, whatever he grabs, as well as the Luna. So both teams pretty much playing out their game plans, I would say, reasonably well. Neither team horribly mis-executing. We're going to see Unknown go towards the Radiance on Alk. He has not really been contested at all since the early game, and now finds himself ahead of the Dragonite, albeit barely in net worth, but he's catching up. This is actually feeling like fairly well played and polished Dota compared to yesterday, where
They're
everything
just
was
running
just a
at
mess.
each other. I think that's probably what you're gonna. That's more of what you're gonna see out of these upcoming games. I think C9 and DC tend to slow it down a little more than, the run at you fest that we saw yesterday between Unknown and E-Wolves.
By the way, someone in chat just said, I wouldn't know the ghetto if I got shot in it. For your information, sir, I lived in East Harlem for a year, so go fuck yourself.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ. Top lane, they're
Alright.
killing the Ember. He's dead. That's the Shadowblade initiation.
I mean, he was asking for it with that comment, right?
Yeah. Okay, I mean he would have died with a blink dagger or
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
Shadow
that-
Blade.
either
It
way
doesn't really
he's dead.
matter.
The one area where I like the Shadowblade better is there's no chance to Remnant away if he doesn't have a sentry, because you could just instantly stun him out of Shadowblade instead of like maybe you blink just slightly out of range and he has that split second to react, but if you blink properly and he doesn't see you coming, he's almost certainly getting stunned. So I think it's much more about do you want a little extra damage or a slightly more reliable initiation. Also cheaper by a bit.
Theban is finally level 6, so they now get the Ice Blast to go along with their
He's
initiations,
dead.
but he's in a lot of trouble. He's very dead. There is a Quap eating an ulti, but there's not anyone in the vicinity at all to bring him down to shatter.
It's also this is a good opportunity for them to pressure that tower while C9 takes their top one.
The Skywrath's almost level 6 as well, so the C9 supports are not that underleveled considering how much time they spend in the aggressive lane.
That's a poor Witch Doctor though.
Yeah, that Witch Doctor is dirt poor.
He's been doing his job as far as keeping the Ember in fighting shape, but it is coming at a cost now. And C9 beginning to group up. Still only a level 1 Eclipse. Not all that powerful in these larger team fights.
In a 5-on-5 engagement though, I think C9 win at this point. Not
Right.
even close.
They have
If
Doom,
they hit a good Ice Blast, for sure.
they have Doom, they have Eclipse, and MSS is almost done with the mech. And
You-
it's actually finished.
Unknown don't want to fight right now. They want to get the Radiance up on Dark Canoa. Queen of Pain, work towards her first item. Ideally get the level 2 ult. Ember, just farm towards the Battle Fury. And just play patient otherwise. Maybe you see like a Glimmer Cape come out for the Tusk. Definitely a good game for that, or a Pipe with all the magic damage C9 have. But this is the window where C9 should be the aggressors, should have the advantage. Take the tier 1 mid, and then ideally walk into Roche and try to snowball the advantage from there.
The Alchemist does finish the Radiance now, so around 14 minutes. Not the greatest Radiance timing we've ever seen, but certainly not terrible, especially considering how little bounty runes he got at the beginning of the game.
I have not been keeping. Okay, he did get one
He's
recently.
gotten
got
like
one,
one.
One, maybe two that we missed.
So that's pretty good.
Main thing is just not die. Oh, gonna make
Ember.
the jump on mid.
Nope.
But he has the flame guard up.
Yeah, tough to burst at this stage.
Yep. 500 magic absorb. That's
What does Ritsu have at this point?
Dominator. And Ancients have been getting stacked a little bit. Not sure where his current Dominated creep is. It's back at the fountain. Really, maybe they make their go though. The Shadow Blade used to initiate here, and Shoshimiki gets blown up. Brax making plays while in the mid lane. Quap on the run from a very upset Doom, and we'll end up going down to one more slice of that sword. The Greed of Unknown running an Ember as well as an Alchemist with the Radiance getting punished. C9 hitting their timings. They'll take the tier 1 mid. They could go tier 2, or they could walk towards Roche. Let's see. How confident are they feeling? Dragon Form's up for a while, and
I think they go tier 2.
They're gonna go for
They-
it.
they definitely
Frax has
go
a
tier
double
2.
damage rune too, so you could
The
definitely
Queen of
just go
Pain is
for it.
dead. Really during the first 25 minutes of the game, all Unknown should really be doing is just dodging fights, go for trades. You are not fighting this 5-man of C9.
Yep. And they did do that They got the top lane tower. While
They find the Doom. They're going to try to turn this around. Scorched Earth got activated, but no chance to use it. Now the Eclipse coming out, pounding its way through Unknown. 2 will fall.
Yep. This is what happens.
And that's one of them is the Alchemist. That is an unacceptable casualty for what really is a support Doom. Well, utility Doom, not support.
You should not be taking these fights.
Ritsu has 3 kills now and is safely farming the top lane. He's going to get farmed very quickly in this game. He's going for Yasha.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's going to start stacking the Ancients again, I imagine. And next objective for C9, now they've caved in the tier 2. Likely to be Roche, just a question of when they want to go for it. Maybe they wait until Eclipse and Doom are up to be safe.
Rax maybe looking for an initiation mid onto the Quap. Oh, what a blink away.
They have the Sentry, and Brax knows it now. The pains are coming out. Also, do have eyes on Ember, but nobody here to initiate. So Battle Fury it will be.
Getting pretty good farm on the side of Unknown. I think the next like 5 to 6 minutes are going to be really important for them. If they take a team fight and like get wiped, or even if they lose like both the cores, this game could get out of control really quickly, because then C9 are going to be able to go to Roche, and after that they can presumably attempt to high ground, because C9's heroes are getting just a lot of farm. Alka obviously is getting farm too, but it takes a lot more farm for him to be as effective as like a Luna.
It's an extremely volatile game right now. The gold lead is minimal for C9. Experience also minimal. They are the stronger 5-man lineup, but
a good high ground.
It could go either way. Yeah. One good fight from Unknown. Suddenly Battle Fury's done on Ember. Alk completes his Manta and maybe gets the makings of an Octarine. But it looks like C9 want to control this game. And the Alk, the juiciest of all prizes, maybe the one to find first. He gets off the ultimate, but the snowball rolling forward and actually, I believe, managed to dodge the Ice Blast that was coming out from T-Bit. And now the fight's going to turn. Beautiful counterplay from Unknown. 2 down. The Peruvians are on the hunt. They take down 3. They want T-Bin as well. 14-37 in danger and not even finished yet. They're also trying to hunt the Luna elsewhere. It looks like Ritsu, the lone survivor, the man of the hour, Z-Talk. Well, what a player, and this is why you don't let Tusk get through to 4th pick.
Did he DC? Why is he just standing there?
Is this a swag play?
Hey, dude.
Yeah, he's taking a bow. He's taking a bow. Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, that was...
Give this man another round of applause.
That was a pretty incredible snowball, to be honest.
And now he drops the XD.
He gives him the
XD.
XD.
Okay, maybe he was actually lagging. He deserves to take a bow after that. That was a fight-winning snowball. If that Ice Blast hits, Elk's instantly dead, they lose the fight for sure.
That was really well played.
I hope that was a swag celebration, but I don't think it was.
No, network.
There's a little too much at stake here.
I think this pause is actually good for Cloud9, though.
I agree.
If they just have to play from that, puts them on tilt a little bit. I mean, that's pretty demoralizing. You just get wiped like that.
So with that fight, they pretty much gave Alk his Manta by the time the next fight happens, because Doom's going to be on cooldown for a minute or so. Ember, I also think will likely have his Battle Fury by the next engagement. So along with that, Quap almost completing her eggs. That is a lot to give away.
Question.
Yeah, and these guys have been having packet loss over the last couple days.
It's extremely frustrating as a spectator, and I can only imagine how it feels as a player to have your competitive lives on the line and be at the mercy of the servers. Someday, land qualifiers, the dream.
Or something, yeah. Well.
Or servers that are a little more stable. A lot more stable. Okay.
They have that in CSGO, land qualifiers.
Yeah, they do.
Well, to be honest, ping is a lot more important in CS than it is in Dota. But,
that's fair.
But I definitely see
I mean, it's not like ping isn't important at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is not acceptable. Like, packet loss.
Packet.
Oh. C9, this to me marks a change in the game plan. Doom going back for the Midas.
Brax is still going for the BKB, though.
I mean, he needs it in case they have to fight, but I think C9, seeing how that fight went, are probably thinking we're going to have a really hard time closing this game out soon. We know they have to know. Very likely Unknown will get their next 2-3 items off that, and kind of an unfortunate turn of events here for Cloud9. A lot of their early game momentum has just slipped away.
I think it's still not the worst. Holy.
I think that's on the spectators' end, but I'm not sure. That particular spike.
I think it's still not the worst thing if this game does go late, C9 does have a lineup where they have options. They have abilities to take.
I mean,
to
having
take it to the
Doom is
latest
pretty
game.
good. In the
Yeah,
late game.
at the
You
end of
always
the
have
day,
a good late game when
at
you
the
have
end,
Doom.
if you have Doom on
they
your
have
team.
Doom. They have Doom.
Black
and they have
Axe.
AA, who hard counters
The
Alchemist
Alchemist.
if he's like the main damage
Right,
dealer.
and then
later on.
Queen of Pain will fall off. Luna, Dragonite, still very good heroes in the late game. Alk is Elk.
Yeah, I guess with Quap, with her going Ags especially, she will not be staying as relevant in terms of net worth. You could feed her one for the stats, I guess, right? But on top of the one in her inventory, and then she could replace it.
Yeah, she could sell it.
But not ideal. So we'll see Medallion in the works for Z-Talk. The man of the hour here is unknown. Start to get confident. They'll push up mid. Don't think they want to fight yet. Alk. Now the big question comes. Does he go into the AC? Do we see an Octarine? Even a BKB right away? Does he start feeding Aghanim
I
Scepters?
feel like given the pace that this game is going, Octarine could be very good.
I'd like to see an what's it called?
AC?
An AC, yeah.
AC, I can definitely understand if he goes for that. It's really good against.
I think AC is the
physical
safest
damage.
item on Alk because it helps you farm with the attack speed and minus armor. It helps you Roche. It helps you take towers. And it helps you team fight. Whereas Octarine is almost exclusively just for the farm speed.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I could see AC definitely being the option with the Luna on the other side. You know, increased physical damage. Definitely seems like a reasonable item decision.
as for Cloud9 now. Sitting back, the ping's coming out, identifying that there may be an opening here to move towards the Roche pit, but right at this moment, Ember has grabbed his Battle Fury, and he's on the hunt.
Ember's doing pretty well for himself this game.
He definitely is.
Bots and Battle Fury at 21 minutes is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, you can just tell which players have played a lot of Ember and are comfortable on them, and
Yeah,
Yellow definitely is.
he definitely has played quite a bit. And, oh,
He's an Ember picker.
disgusting Ember picker.
At least it's a hero that takes skill.
Yeah,
They're
at
gonna
least
try to
it's got a
kill.
skill
They're gonna
cap.
try to kill Ember Spirit again in the bottom lane. Skyrath is here, and Brax is gonna move forward. Drops the stun down. SVG drops down ulti, and that easily kills the Ember Spirit.
The curse continues. Yeah, he's pretty good at Ember. Instantly dies.
And
They're rolling on
instantly
mid.
dies.
Now onto the Doom, but he's got the mech available. He's,
He's
going to
so
counterplay
Too
this.
big. It's too big.
He's got 1,300 health.
The boulder
Tanks through it
stun.
easily. Z-Talk has underestimated the firepower that Doom brings to the table. Ryok will be forced to retreat out.
I don't think it's that terrible though. Doom's wasted. They had to TP in a bunch of heroes to support the Doom.
And it will be the first
And they only
Ags
got a
of the
support.
game. Who gets this? Witch Doctor?
I think Witch Doctor is the most valuable.
I guess
really,
he gets
he
Witch
really
Doctor.
needs it.
He's so
so
poor.
It's gonna give him a ton
It's
of
actually,
HP.
I think this is like the most amazing time to give a support in Ags when it's still quite early and they have like less than 2k
Does
net
Queen
worth.
what does Queen of Pain have?
She bought her own Ags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely Witch Doctors.
I like this.
Yeah, you don't.
This
Walrus
gives them.
pick
I
is-
mean, this is a game-changing Aghanims.
Ryok going in top lane. The quick reaction draw on the Ice Blast and ends up not being worth as the Queen of
That's
Pain
definitely not
will
worth.
die.
1437 does a really good job of pretty much always getting those really close range ice blasts when he gets ganked, and it helps a lot. You don't always get a kill from it, but in a situation like that, making it into a trade instead of just getting picked off is so valuable.
So it is going to be some Midas gaming for C9. Two heroes where it's very, I would say, core, so not necessarily greedy, but Doom, AA, both picking theirs up. The upgraded Ice Blast in the works.
I like this pick by SVG so much. He's getting an Atos.
Atos, yeah.
That is going to ruin the Alchemist.
That's really good against
And
Alk.
Alchemists, as of late, have not been getting
BKBs?
BKBs.
No.
Witch
Not
Doctor
like-
was
not
fed
like-
his Ags, by the way.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's so happy now. Up to 6k
Still only
net
level
worth.
1 death ward, but that's okay. The
If
bounces
only
are
you could
still
feed him
valuable.
levels.
Yeah, the bounces are still very valuable in the team fights.
You can have him pick up all the bounty runes for the levels.
Yeah. So now Alk. Let's see. What does Dark Kanoa want? Does he go back for some personal items? Doesn't seem like there's anyone else great to give an Ags at this stage.
No.
Maybe much later for your Queen of Pain, but she's already committed to her own.
Yeah, like when it's sick, when Queen of Pain gets like 6 slotted, then you can feed him one. He's gonna stun himself in the jungle, but there's no one around to take advantage of this.
The swag self-stun.
Well,
Ember has slowed down a bit after that death.
He's still getting his farm though. Queen of Pain's fallen off a lot.
Witch Doctor's sapping these levels from the Ancients too, so the quicker he gets level 11, that adds 45 damage to the Death Lord, so with 4 bounces, it's quite a bit more damage in team fights, and level 11 is going to be important for him. He's just going to sit and sap XP, I think.
Something
Now that he has the Ags, like, does he actually have to farm? Not really.
He has to get his levels. Like,
He has to get levels,
which
and
he
that's
is. He's 10.5.
You know what? I've been super impressed by SVG during these series. It's a great item choice. He gets his farm. A lot of
Makes him. Also, you're up against Ember and Quap, so you really want to tank up, so you don't just die to the combo like right away. Seen so many squishy supports where like one sleight of fish just gets them killed as they make their move on the Alchemist, off in the Radiant jungle, but support is inbound. Sentry getting deployed. Good Spidey senses there from Dark Kanoa. I think may have seen someone running up the ramp with that ward as well. Possibly. And this is going to be a Doom Blink. So they've got the Shadow Blade on the DK. Now the Blink up on the Doom. BKB complete. Very decent BKB game. There's a lot of physical damage, but still dodging the cask, the Alk stun, disable, and a lot of what the Tusk brings to the table will be quite nice.
I think C9 still has the advantage in terms of fights here. I think that last unknown fight was really, really fortunate, and I don't think you can rely on that every single time.
We're just going to let this bottom tower go, it looks like. And I was going to say, Cloud9 have done a great job at keeping that mid tower up, but they're going to trade it for the tier 2 bottom. So, at long last, Unknown cut down a bit on their Roche control, though. Still, they've got the closest tower up.
Alchemist is going BKB.
I mean, you're up against AA.
I mean, I guess you kind of have to.
I
but-
really hope
Yeah.
he doesn't go hard. I felt that was a huge mistake when we saw one of the Alks in the group stages do
Justin?
it. It was Justin.
Yeah. You can't go hard against the AA, and he needs the BKB against both the Luna, the DK, and the Skywrath.
I think this, I mean, this is a really smart item choice. Like you were saying, we have not seen Alex really buy BKB at all, and I think that was a huge fault because they bought all these items, and then the fight started, and they just sat
And
there.
he got Ice Blasted, and he just died.
Yeah, or get super kited by like Veno.
It also helps
There's
against the Atos that Charlie was
Even
talking
Mystic
about.
Flare. I think this BKB is going to be really, really good for them. It's actually going to let them fight if C9 do try to pressure.
Yeah, they're still Doom, but forcing them to commit a Doom on the Alk means that you're not on the Ember and the Queen of Pain, and especially the Ember is ultimately going to be the real damage
They know.
dealer. Hello, Hoshimiki. Delicious.
I feel like that Queen of Pain has been sitting in the woods at top for
It's
a
been
really,
quite a while.
really long time.
This is definitely too long. This has been like 3-4 minutes.
I mean, just pop out, alt scream a wave, pop back in. I think he's doing it.
Yeah, I think he's.
I think blink. No, take the wave. All right, just kidding.
I am not sure what this is
What is he
accomplishing.
doing?
What is he doing? Yeah, I don't.
At
I
the
don't
very
really
least,
know.
as a Quap, you want to get your level 3 ult.
He's accomplishing nothing.
Okay, maybe he's gonna get the next one.
Ice Blast coming in bottom. Do they want to consider a defense? They are pushing top. The line gets drawn. Ember, the one man to get clipped by it. Up to 3K
Queen of
net
Pain?
worth. I think this wave she'll grab
Queen
it.
of Pain.
She's going to cut this wave. The ultra safe cut, but it's too late. Cloud9 take the tier 2. And
That was just too
not
late.
even ulting to finish the
Oh,
wave.
God.
Oh God!
No!
Ryo, no.
What is this? He's wasted now like 6 minutes of his time. Now
And he
he's just
dies,
gonna-
and they're looking to break the base. Almost more importantly, that
Definitely
Quap's
dead.
just dead. She's dead. But look at the top lane where
Not
Cloud9
buyback or anything.
are muscling in, and
They don't have
need
a
her
Queen
ult.
of Pain ult. Oh, what a disaster!
Drax almost caught out. That you ult the wave and you get out. I don't know.
leave.
She was being super greedy and trying to save her ult and just used a double
That
screen
was
to
so
kill it.
smart by Arif, by MSS. He knew what that Queen of Pain was gonna do, and
Yeah, as soon as you see her dragging the wave, you're like, yeah, you're not getting away with that, girl.
I'm sure he saw it. In
Yeah, girl.
I'm sure he saw that in an anime once.
God.
And in the end, Doom does not get the girl. He kills the girl.
AC
Because
for
anime's fucked up like that.
AC for DK. Already completed. That's good farm for Brax, and
That's really good. And look at this. Alk only has 7 armor right now. Ember, 10. Quap, 7. They
Brax
need
is
their
gonna
own
chew
AC
through them.
desperately.
yeah, he's gonna chew through them in the fights. I think Alk needs to prioritize the AC as the next item. If not, like they're gonna get wrecked by physical damage. Brax is just gonna right click them extremely quickly. Obviously now they've got the Luna, who still only does have 1 level in Lunar Blessing, maxing the Moonglaive instead, but still a lot of extra damage.
Well, after a very topsy-turvy game, guys, Cloud9 have clawed back to a 4K gold lead, and it's at this moment that Unknown make a bold maneuver. They smoke. They have no vision, and they're running uphill, leading with the Tusk. He's also the gem carrier. Cloud9 are going to see this in just a moment. Sigil's not visible, and they go into the shards or into the Ancients, not towards the Luna, who backs off. C9 now also smoke. T-Bin in position. They're trying to jack the stack. This is super risky, and the initiation comes from the Doom. Tusk gets off his snowball, though. This could be big. BKB coming out. Rob forced to jump away, but Alchemist just goes to work. Hack-a-slash chasing after the Luna, and it seems Cloud9 just couldn't deal with the BKB Doom. Or Alchemist in the end.
Yeah, Arif didn't get to use Doom in the fight, and
that
makes all the difference.
That really hurts. Also didn't get Ice Blast off.
No, yeah, they didn't get to use anything.
How did the AA get stunned by Alk or Cask? I didn't actually see. Because, man, it's been a long 90+ hours of casting, guys. Well, great fight in the end for Unknown. And on that, 3,500 gold into the Alk's pockets. They push out the lanes. Ember, likely to complete his Daedalus momentarily. They also salvage their gem, very importantly. That would be a big grab for Cloud9 to take it away.
He got Unstable Concoction and died to Death Ward.
Okay.
Yeah. Alchemist is actually the one that killed him, though.
Yeah, and this is where having that early Aghanims on the Witch Doctor is a great grab by Alk. I feel like Dark Canoe has found a nice balance. Like, he's remaining relevant as an individual hero, but he got the one Ags that would really be a difference maker. I feel like a lot of Alks have trouble balancing that. We've seen some who are completely selfish and don't give their supports anything the entire game until it's too late. We've seen others that are completely selfless and just give away 4 Ags and then are just a walking bag of gold, basically. So I think Dark Canoe is doing a good job of finding that balance.
Saw that with Snaking.
Yeah.
He just gave every single teammate an Ags. He was sitting around like 6,000 net worth at the end of the game.
He did a lot. I'm looking through the combat log. He hit a lot of heroes with that Death Ward. That definitely. I think that might have won them the fight overall.
I didn't even hear it going off.
Yeah, I mean, it was like right next to the secret shop. All the C9 heroes were there, and when it bounces like that, it doesn't matter how. They don't even have to be that close together, you know?
Yeah. Bottom lane. Big grab here. Ice Blast comes out. Not going to matter. Ember with the easy takedown. It's the gem carrier, though. Oh, they grab it with the Doom. Well worth it. T-Bin, why does he always just seem to be fool's gold? Punished on the counter gank.
Oh, there's a gem, too.
Yeah, that was the gem. That was the gem.
That's a big deal.
T-God.
T-God.
That's a little sloppy by Ember.
That cold feet, though.
Yeah, Ember should have a Remnant ready to retreat to there.
Honestly, I thought he was going to be out of there with that last Remnant.
It was really close to not setting in on the cold feet. Well, nice play by T-Bin. A big mistake by Ember.
It is going to be an AC next for the Alchemist. It's already done.
Going to be.
Yeah, well, I clicked on it and had the Hyperstone, and then Courier just delivered it.
Yeah. Now a Glimmer Cape up on Hoshimiki. Very nice. Great against the AA.
And the Doom, and the Skywrath.
And the one issue for T-Bin is, sure, he is setting his team up a bit, but his Ags has been quite delayed now. 33 minutes in, still doesn't have it.
Yeah, oh, it's okay. He's about to. He's got a Midas. He's very close. That's
with
game
7 deaths. Imagine if he didn't get Midas.
Oh,
he
yeah,
would be
he has
so
2
screwed.
components on the Courier, so he's really
Yeah,
close.
he's okay. Yeah. But these kills on... in other words, the kills on AA are not useless by any means. They have delayed the next round of aggression from Cloud9. Because that Ags does work. What is Quap going for? Lincoln's, is this the choice for Ryo?
I suppose. It's pretty good. You can put it on your Ember or your Alk or even yourself. Protects against the silence from Skywrath.
Oh no! Imagine if they had their gem, Unknown 5-hero smoke into the Roche pit, and I think Cloud9 are expecting to get ganked. They're retreating through their jungle.
Oh no!
The ward may actually turn out not to help them. T-Bin has the Ice Blast soon, though. 5 seconds. He's setting up for the Roche, but it's too late. Alchemist is just a beast. Age is already secure. They are breaching high ground. Seeing nobody at home, they probably realize what's going on. Is Brax?
They need to kill Brax.
The man on his own, but he's scared. He's alone. Doesn't have the backup, and will be forced to retreat. Well, that's one of those weird situations where you see the smoke and it almost hurts you because you see the smoke, you assume they're coming to their jungle. If you just see 5 heroes missing and don't see the smoke, you're thinking, yeah, they could be roshing right now. But
Eye of Scotty is done for Ritsu.
What else does he have? That's super. Eye of Scotty.
I mean, I think it's just to
No, that's
help
okay.
kite the Alk, right?
Yeah, that's actually really
It gives
good.
you a balance of armor and HP. You're up against a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's now
No, that's-
super
that's-
tanky. He has
That's
the
definitely a
BKB.
good item.
So I guess his 6 slot's going to be Satanic,
Butterfly.
and then either Butterfly
Yeah.
or... I don't think you go MKB here. Well, you're up against the Radiance.
Yeah, you could go MKB. A lot of teams have been buying MKB like every single game against this Radiance Alk. Maybe.
I think he'd rather have the Butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course for Ember and MKB will be in the cards if the game continues.
He has wow, Ember has a Daedalus.
Yeah,
That took me by surprise. He's really farmed.
they're moving again. The smoke's being used in fairly rapid succession here by Unknown. No smokes available for 8 minutes. Nothing on the courier either.
He has 7 levels in stats instead of upgrading Lunar Blessing. What do you think about that? I understand why he did it, but I'm just curious if you guys think it's good or not.
I haven't
I think
played
it's
enough Luna to
I think
say.
it's actually
Not that
okay.
much extra damage.
It's really not.
Level 1 is definitely a value point.
yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it early because he's in the lane with
Yeah, it makes sense to get the 1 level, but now I mean 8 levels of stats does give you pretty decent amount
That's
of extra
okay.
HP.
At this point, it's like going back for it isn't really worth it. He's going to have no choice soon, but...
Yeah. Already level 20.
If you're not going to max out early, you might as well just skip it until you have to.
It's been a really
how
clean
much
game for
how
it,
much
too.
damage is it? It's not very much.
It's not that much.
But remember, it's to your whole team, so plus 8 damage times 5, it's 40 damage.
Yeah, I think it's interesting
level.
that he didn't get it in a 5-man lineup. That's just pushing towers.
Well,
but I think he recognized that.
yeah,
all right, we're not 5-man.
Yeah, they're like,
anymore.
we can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, because in theory, it's 120 damage across the whole team for every round of auto attacks that the heroes put out. But like you said, if you're not 5-manning, it loses a lot of its value.
Unknown.
So the game slows down, and this is an interesting game for both teams. Cloud9, the early 5-man lineup, but 5-manning into Unknown now is just terrifying.
Yeah.
Like going high ground against this lineup, if they're not down a hero or two, is
and they have the
terrible.
Aegis.
And they have Aegis, so you're definitely not doing it now. But even if they don't have Aegis, C9 need to have their own, I think, before they would consider it. So we may be in for the long haul, boys, in game number 1.
These
Solar
are
Crest being grabbed.
teams are pretty evenly matched. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see any kind of results.
I honestly feel like this game has been the highest level Dota of the American
it's
qualifier
definitely
by
been
far.
Definitely
so
been
far.
the cleanest game. It feels like both teams have
Right,
pretty
yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting at. The least mistake-laden
Yeah.
game. I mean, there have been mistakes, but compared to some of the other games, it's
compared to
been
some of the other games.
much more polished Dota overall.
NA Dota.
2,600 gold now for Luna. Do you think he is concerned about buyback at this point in the game? I mean, they still have their tier 2s, but
I think he'll buy his next item when he has it.
okay.
Especially because, like, Unknown are getting really big. You have to keep up in the farm war.
Yeah, you can't just save that much money, I guess.
What do you think Alchemist gets next?
Abyssal,
Yeah.
probably. Gets rid of the treads, gets Abyssal. I think you just have to have the Abyssal, or you just, like you talked about, you get kited too hard. And still a healthy 9-second BKB, so he can just be a devastating force in the team fights.
Yeah, that's the downside for.
All right, you guys
C9,
need to
there's been no
defend.
fights.
Looks like they want to take the tier 2 first and then back off, and they should be able to grab it. Ember's still with the Aegis. It's not going to expire for another minute. Bold maneuver by Cloud9. Let's
just
see if it's
going
going to
in.
pay off. Doom standing around and waiting. Snowball forward. They're committing the tusk for this. The shards come out, trapping in the Luna, and Ember's going to engage Sleight of Fist through. Alk needs to get the stun off. He doesn't have a target, though. He's going to stun himself. He didn't BKB, and now the Ice Blast
Oh,
comes through.
no.
Dark Kanoa, a huge mistake. In a critical moment, buys back instantly, but they've lost the Witch Doctor. They've committed the Death Ward. Queen of Pain Force back.
Brax has stun. Oh, now he does not.
And Alk's back, but without the ultimate, it looks like for 20 seconds, Brax will end up dying. It's his turn to overextend. Sloppy play breaks out from both teams, and now the Ember's also on the run.
He
the
doesn't have the
is worn
Aegis.
off. He's gonna die a second time.
Wow.
These teams, talk about clean play, and then all of a sudden,
Seriously.
feed.
Caster's Curse.
Curse.
But the real winner, that's Cloud9.
They have mech in 26 seconds. They still have a gem. They have Ice Blast.
I don't think
Ice Blast with Aghanims. I mean, they can't go back to their fountain.
They don't
and heal.
know that Ember doesn't have buyback, so they can't really.
And the
they can
supports
try to
are-
force it, but they don't want to overcommit.
The supports are up pretty soon as well. There's no more Doom. There's no more Luna ults. They definitely just, they take their win and they go.
What happened there?
There's no
This tower has
BKB.
2
Everybody
HP.
lost their minds. By the way, the tower is 2 health.
Just keep it up.
Yeah,
I think
they're
just
gonna
keep
leave it. That's the Satanic. Ritsu definitely one of the winners of that fight. Now up to 3,300 health.
Ritsu has
27
not died yet this game.
27 armor. Yeah, he's hardly been under any pressure.
6-0.
Well, I mean, to me, big thing there is just Dark Kanoa, not BKB. And if he BKBs, maybe he dies, but he at least is a damage sponge for a large portion of that fight.
if he BKBs, he definitely doesn't die. He doesn't. He
wouldn't have
get
gotten
ice
the regen because he would have been ice blasted. You still get the debuff. You just don't take the damage from it.
right, but
Yeah,
like all the damage was from Luna ult. Got
that's
DK
true. And they were
stun.
also chasing the Ember, who somehow ended up behind enemy lines. So maybe he wouldn't have died at all.
He would have stunned himself.
In good news, he's saved the 9-second BKB for the next fight, so maybe it was the next level Dark Kanoa plays that we've come to expect.
Well, continuing on forward here, Cloud9 seemed like after that fight they should have a solid chance to get the next Aegis. I mean,
Both
I
teams
guess-
are pretty...
I think they need. Both teams are going to be trying to get a pick off before this next Roche fight.
I think they're also both pretty scary around the Roche pit. Ice Blast and Eclipse are really good there, and then I actually think all of Unknown's heroes are good around the Roche pit, so I would probably favor them slightly, but with C9 having the gem, they may have the vision control advantage, which is very important. Roche, anywhere from 1 to 4 minutes away, and man, Brax has really kept his farm up. Daedalus at 41 minutes here.
A lot of these support players and a lot of these players really have as well. Like you said, I mean, barring that last fight, this has been a very clean game from all these players. 1437, he's finished his Ags, and he's also picked up a Glimmer Cape.
They're going to continue sieging the bottom lane now. They'll take down the tier 2 tower. Last hit going to the Ember, who is backing off for an Manta style to
Lots of TPs to defend.
deal with that
defend
Skywrath
Tiger.
silence, I guess, more than anything. And they will quickly slaughter the creep wave. Not the Luna illusion, though. That's going to take a Walrus Punch. So, guys, 15-19 the score.
This is close.
Tense game 1.
This is really close.
DC is going to have their work cut out for them if these
Yeah.
teams play like this versus them.
Absolutely.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, don't think I've seen DC play this cleanly.
C9 is I think I know this is really going to be on C9 to make mistakes. They can pressure Unknown's lanes a lot better. I think at this point Unknown seems a lot more scared to move out. Who knows when you're going to get caught up by a Doom, a Skywrath silence, Ember
Or the
doesn't-
Dragon Knight Shadowblade into AA ult.
Right. Ember doesn't have his Manta yet, so it is much more dangerous for Unknown at this point.
Looks like he's going to grab it now. Means no buyback being saved for here. Ritsu, on the other hand, is... God, he's just so tanky. 3,300 health. And that's with the Agi treads.
This Alchemist farm has actually fallen off. It feels like. I mean,
Well, remember, he did give the 1 eggs. Has he given any others that we missed? I don't think so.
It's not worth really giving it to anybody else. What do you? I mean, Walrus.
Late game, you can give it to Quap, just so
Yeah.
she can have
another item
an
slot.
item slot. But she's... Item slots are not Ryo's issue.
Yeah.
Farming and not feeding is.
Yeah. You're not gonna give it to the Tuskar. Walrus kick sucks.
It really does.
1437 has Glimmer Cape too as well. I don't think he had that in the last fight.
No, they...
No, he's
They have 1 Glimmer Cape each team.
had it for a while. What's interesting to note as well is that 1437 is actually above SVG in net worth. Usually not the case. Usually 1437 is just poor as hell.
Yeah, that's the... I think that's part of why he likes the AA. You can get away with your Midas a little bit easier. The smoke comes now from Unknown. Roche yet to respawn for about a minute. Radiant Squad does spot 2 heroes mid. The man in front, and kind of on his own, is Ritsu. Gets caught by a sleight of fist chains, has the BKB if need be, and they're rolling in on him. He didn't use anything off the bat. Now the Quapo comes through, but he turns with the Eclipse BKB. They need to turn this with the Snowball and try to get out of here, but it's unfortunately not available, and the Eclipse just does work, bringing down 2 heroes, a third to fall. Quap forced to retreat. They snowball in, meaning they don't have it when the big counterplay comes out, and that is the nice thing about this Luna build. If they go on you, you are almost certainly not dying. And then
They're
you can
getting
turn the
they're
fight.
getting 2 lanes of Rax here.
I think this is
might be the game.
This is very close to over. C9 is just too big.
Yeah, they're
You-
really. Luna
you
is
can't
so
burst
farmed.
them out.
Luna, I mean, with how fast Luna kills the base too, I think that this might actually just be it.
Unknown. It's just that's just not the hero they can start the fight on. They just don't have enough. Maybe if Alk has Abyssal Blade and there's not too much backup in the neighborhood, but it just wasn't the right way to initiate it. And with no snowball to disengage when the big ultimates are going off, you get blown up.
Yeah, I think
That
we
is,
are, we are
that is
done here,
game.
boys. Game 1.
In the books,
Well,
Cloud9.
I don't know. After today, I'm never really gonna call a game over. I'm never gonna call a
come
game.
on. That game was over. That was a throw. Let's be serious here. But we probably shouldn't ever again.
Who knows?
Well, they have megas.
They're not calling it. They saw Alliance's game. They're like, no, we got this, guys.
They're a dirty late game lineup. But it's an understandable decision, but the gold income is really going to be suffering from here on out.
I feel like a big portion of this game is this co-op just didn't really do that much.
Yeah, I would
No.
agree that Ryo was
not really
quite
do that much this
underwhelming
game.
after the laning stage.
Yeah, he did pretty well on the laning stage, bottom, and then
No, he actually didn't do that well, bottom.
I mean he killed them a couple times.
He had
at
the
least.
one double kill.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the main
But
highlight.
beyond
of this
that,
game.
Beyond that,
he hasn't really done
spent
anything.
he spent some
Spent
time.
6 minutes at top and then got doomed. And then
Yeah, he didn't even get the creep wave.
didn't even kill the creep wave. That's actually so
Yeah.
depressing. I've spent the last 5 minutes of my life just trying to accomplish this, and
To be
doesn't
fair,
get it
he
done.
might have been on might not be comfortable playing co-op. He usually doesn't play it for unknown.
This
Well-
creep wave is so tanky. Gotta love it.
I'm getting like deja vu from earlier this morning.
Well, Charlie, if it's any consolation, I don't think. I don't know. I guess never say.
Right,
never.
don't even
Dude,
say
don't,
it.
don't
Never
say
say
that.
never,
Don't say
never.
it.
That Gold Leaf just fell off a cliff, though.
Yeah, well, Alliance was 26k behind, and then that happened.
And they had the Aegis,
yeah,
just like this.
yeah,
And they had buyback, just like this.
yeah.
All right, let's count the lives. 5 buybacks, an Aegis of Cheese. 12 lives total here for Cloud9. And BOT's up on 2 key heroes. Luna as well as the Dragon Knight. And they smoke and rotate in, breathing the lane.
I think
lane down.
C9's a little more disciplined and a little better at team fighting than NIP is, though.
Oh, they're going in. Oh,
C-Talk.
C-Talk doesn't know they're here. He's going to get
Snowball
brought
gets
into
it off at the
Snowball.
very least, and is going to roll onto the Luna, now caught in
Oh,
position.
God.
Will be destroyed by Brax, rushing forward. Buyback available on Tusk. He's going to pop it now. They have committed a BKB, and they're trying to decide where to go. Looks like Throne is the objective. Wait and see if they get off a good Witch Stock, though, because they're going to need it with the Ember dying very rapidly. Now the cast beginning to bounce. Eclipse going through,
just
but it's
sitting here. Yeah.
Ritsu who doesn't care about heroes. He wants objectives. GG is called. Brax, look at it go. They'll get the Aegis, but that's it.
Well, unfortunate game for Unknown.
And
Execution
Dota crashes to punctuate the victory because reborn things.
perfect.
Hey, shut the door. Don't let the cats out.
Well,
That was a very anticlimactic.
yeah, that game just kind of ended. I don't know.
My Dota client rage quit that game.
Yeah, I was like, man, that ending was so bad.
It was so disgusted with the Dota there.
I mean, honestly, I think if Unknown had a little bit more active, like QoP, that game seemed like it was fairly winnable. And I think I don't think you can pick Alk against C9 if you let them especially if you let them
They'll
get
get AA.
AA. But I think even if they don't get it, they seem like the best team at controlling the bounty runes by far.
Do you think AA is worth a first phase ban versus Cloud9?
Yes.
No.
I think they've run it almost every game.
No, I don't
think it
think.
is.
I don't think so. I think that hero is still exploitable. I think there are still ways you can deal with it. Whereas there are certain first phase heroes that you might want to take out. You want to limit Cloud9. I'm more afraid of a Ritsu anti-mage than I am of.
Who did
A
the
T-ban,
what did
yeah.
they ban
AA,
for the first
yeah.
2 bans?
Night
guys
Stalker and
they
that
still got,
Cloud9?
like,
no,
some-
Cloud9 banned Night Stalker and
What did Unknown ban?
I don't think they banned Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage.
Because they still got
They didn't ban
Well,
Anti-Mage.
well, I mean, I think there are more important bans here. There are you ban Doom, Night Stalker,
I would definitely agree on Doom.
Tuskar, maybe.
I think if you're Cloud9, you definitely second phase ban Tusk. He almost turned this game around.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, they banned They banned Darkseer and Lich.
Yeah,
Darkseer
Darkseer.
definitely.
Darkseer is also a huge
Lich,
hero
though,
you should
maybe they'll
ban.
swap it out.
I'm not sure about the Lich. The Darkseer
Yeah,
ban
like,
I really like because
the Lich ban I think is a waste.
I think you could ban AA.
the
there.
Darkseer ban I really like because you know you're giving away Ember.
Right.
So you don't want to give away Ember Darkseer.
You don't want to give away Doom. So I think there are definitely more important heroes to ban than AA.
Fair enough. Yeah, maybe banning Doom is the play.
Definitely ban. You should definitely ban Doom
Definitely
against a
ban
lot of
Doom.
teams.
I would agree.
Well, we'll see if Cloud9. Do you think this is going to be 2-0 after watching that first game?
No, I don't think so.
It felt.
I don't think so. It definitely felt like Unknown
I'm
could have
bored.
been in that game. Maybe they changed up their style a little bit more. Like you saw in their game against, or their series against E-Wolves, where they lost the first game and then they came back and said, "We're gonna play our style." And they just went ham with Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain, and worked out really well for them. So who knows what you see here?
I think they're more comfortable with the lane dominating strats over the slightly greedier, like late game oriented strats. So I would like to see a little more emphasis on that. The other thing for me is if you're gonna run Alk, you have to secure the bounty runes for him. He didn't get a single bounty rune until what, like 8 minutes that
10 or
game.
Something, yeah. Roughly.
And yeah, Dark Kanoa really screwed up that fight bottom by not BKBing, but he could have been farther ahead. And
Right.
I think if you're gonna pick Alk and you're gonna run a mid as a core, you have to commit to the strategy and really ensure
It
that
doesn't just run itself. At
you
this
got
point.
it. The supports need